All right, so a couple of thoughts. As you see, Rodgers has vaulted his way very much into the MVP conversation there. He's got the second shortest odds of anybody behind Tom Brady. No coincidence, these are all quarterbacks that you see on their screen. But as we bring it out here, I want to make two quick points. The first of them is that sort of like in the story of Samson and Delilah, things are going well. I don't think I'd have cut all my hair and shaved my beard if I were Aaron Rodgers at this stage of the season when everything is going so well. That could be his strength. We'll see. Second, you know, Kimberley and I have this little game that we play where I'll say, tell me that you think I'm wrong. And I love it when you roll your eyes at me. So here it comes. 2 weeks removed from Aaron Rodgers basically joking on McAfee's show, he has no chance to ever be named MVP of the league again because of all of the controversy surrounding his vaccination stuff. I would argue I think he is the MVP of the league right now and is going to win it. Tell me I'm right or tell me I'm wrong.
Greeny, as much as I want to roll my eyes right now, because you know I do. No, I can't. I think he is the front runner right now because of how well he's playing despite the toe, despite the COVID. The Packers, they just look like a complete team. They have all the pieces. Like Aaron is Aaron Rodgers. You believe whenever he's in there, they got a chance to come back, put up 60, anything's on the table because he's just that good. So yeah, I'll give you that.
You know, Tim Hasselbeck, just from a quarterback's perspective, I mean, I've been watching the game all my life. Obviously, you played the position. 3 or 4 times routinely, every single week, he does something, and I say to myself, I've never seen anyone throw a ball like that. And you can include Dan Marino or Patrick Mahomes or anybody you want. Rodgers has made the spectacular so routine this year that sometimes things we don't appreciate is that throw right there that we'll show you from 3 different angles to Randall Cobb is one of the, look at this thing just get over by an inch and a half, the linebacker. Good. And when you look at it from behind, look at this. There's 3 guys there, and he's sticking that ball. Why are you making that face?
I mean, because like he said a couple weeks ago, he said that assuming that because of his COVID situation, that the writers were not going to vote for him for MVP because we were all upset at him.
Right.
So
His talent is so intoxicating that it doesn't matter what he says or does as long as he throws balls like that, because I agreed with him. I think people were so upset that they may not vote for him. But then he goes and does this, stuff like this in back-to-back weeks, and you're just like, it's undeniable.
So, Tim, I mean, just again, as a quarter, you see that throw, and he makes like 5 of those a week. I've never seen anything like it.
Here's what I tell you. There are times that, you know, this was certainly the case. I just remember, especially being in the league the same time my brother was in the league, and you'd maybe watch a quarterback and you'd be like, wow, like that. Like, did you see this guy's throw this week? I don't think there's any question that that is probably going on throughout the league with certain quarterbacks, whether it's a throw Patrick Mahomes makes or something Lamar Jackson does. And to your point, Greeny, and as you were kind of talking about throws that he's made, I was actually picturing that throw to Randall Cobb in my head as you were setting it up, not knowing that that was a throw that you were thinking about. His ability to be accurate with the football when he is just kind of off platform and he looks like he maybe is just in the front yard playing catch is really incredible. And I'll put another thing on top of it. To do it when it's cold is even harder. And so, yeah, I think some of the things that he is doing, even in a league where we see all kinds of quarterbacks thriving, is just at another level of impressiveness.
And Booger, I'll give it to you on this thought. You know, you played in your career against his predecessor in Green Bay, Brett Favre, who also would make some of those throws that would stun you. But look at the numbers on your screen. Rodgers is a gunslinger without the downside. He has 23 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the season. It is the opposite of what we have always traditionally associated with guys like that.
Yeah, Greeny, we often use the word gunslinger and use it very loosely. He's not a gunslinger. Like, he doesn't turn the football over. He is an accurate, precise passer that makes really calculated decisions based on his talent. He's not he does not put the football in harm's way. Just look at the numbers you said. And you know what's amazing to me, Greeny, is that Tom Brady can throw 2 interceptions in back-to-back games with a bye week in between. And when all that's said and done, he has 1 performance against the Indianapolis Colts, and right now Vegas has him for the MVP. That just tells me that the MVP is very fluid, and I think right now Lamar Jackson is still in the conversation, but I agree, Aaron right now is the MVP, because if you take Aaron off that team, we think right now, Dom, you had him on your list as the Packers as the best team in the league. You take Aaron Rodgers off that list, or off that team, they aren't in the top 5 or top 10. So that tells me right there, yeah, he's the most valuable player in football.
And one more thought to finish it up. Do you agree with me on the And things are going pretty well here. Certainly any golfer knows you don't change things up when they're going well. It looks to me like he cut his hair, and he definitely shaved. Are you okay with that?
I would say that you don't want to tempt the gods. Unless you are one. And the way that he throws the ball sometimes, that man, because the point that you've been making is when you make highlights like that, that means that you've tried it 5 times and 3 times it works.
Right.
He tries it 5 times and it works 5 times. 3 of those times it works, 2 might be interceptions. He doesn't have the interceptions. It's outrageous.
Go ahead, Tim, final thought.
Well, here's the interesting thing about it. Go back 3 years plus this half season. 122 touchdown passes and 13 picks. Think of how absurd that touchdown to interception ratio is with what we're talking about. I mean, maybe they should draft his replacement a couple years ago.
I wonder how many of those interceptions were like tip balls and how many there were dropped interceptions, so we could get like a real number on it. And it might even be even more impressive because I so rarely see Aaron Rodgers hit defenders in the chest with a ball.
So to me, he's the MVP of the league. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.